Good morning, good morning. Welcome and happy Easter from the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. A beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning. Good morning, Mark. We're so happy to have you here to kick off this beautiful spring Easter celebration day. And I want to invite everybody who's tuning in right now live to go ahead and share this video. This live stream, it's going to be filled with love and joy and all the blessings of spring and Easter that Reverend Elizabeth and Mark and all of us want to bring to you. And you can also share on YouTube. So I'm going to let Mark get us started, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Well, what a delight to be here. Thank you, and happy Easter to one and all. I want to start off with a song that's, I think, relevant to the topic of the day. I went out under heaven to seek the great I am. I heard the heavens speak to seek with all my heart. Give your all to me, child. You must give me every thought, each breath, each moment, and love me like you've never loved before. And I'll reveal all that your soul is thirsting for. To what do you give time? What lures you to devote your moments, brings you pleasure, and fills your cupboards and your well? And if you would be free, child, would you fill your life with a little here and there? Or would you grasp the answer to it all? Would you surrender? Let me catch you as you fall. In every element, each atom of existence, there lie answers to the secrets never told. Suppose you place devotion, left each ounce of your resistance, believing in the part there lies a whole. Then you would see the interweavings and the dance of all creation, and you would hear those melodies of peace and love. You would be purified in waters of the endless holy rivers as they kiss you and caress your tender soul. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Give your all to me and fall in love with every speck of dust. It sings and longs to wrap around your heart. And hear that gentle voice, child. Fall in love with life, give freely all your being, and so it shall be given back to you. For in the living lies the essence and the truth. In every element, each atom of existence, there lie answers to the secrets never told. Suppose you place devotion, left each ounce of your resistance, believing in each part there lies the whole. Then you would see the interweavings and the dance of all creation, and you would hear those melodies of peace and love. You would be purified in waters of the endless holy rivers as they kiss you and caress your tender soul. Oh, yes, I went out under heaven I found a love. I went out under heaven and I found a love. I went out under heaven and I found a love. I went out under heaven. I found love. I found love.
Beautiful. I found love. Thank you, Mark Stanton Welch. We're so
You're very-
grateful and blessed to have you back here with us on this beautiful day.
Thank you.
Yes. Welcome, beloveds. Happy Easter. I'm Reverend Elizabeth Raleigh, and I'm the spiritual director and senior minister here at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. And I would love to welcome you this morning to the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. And now we have an affirmation that is going to be placed on the screen, and I invite you to please repeat after me. I joyfully take the road of radical forgiveness to freedom.
I joyfully take the road of radical forgiveness to freedom.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now I will turn it over to Travis, who's going to introduce our wonderful musician for today.
All right. Good morning, beloveds. That's right. My name is Travis Hogue, and I'm the music director here at our beloved Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living in Templeton. And it is my great honor to introduce to you and to welcome back the beautiful Mark Stanton Welch. And before he blesses us with another song, I'm going to just read a little bit about him from his bio. Mark Stanton Welch is a singer-songwriter, an educator, a facilitator, a sound and vibration alchemist, and a visionary. For over 20 years, his creations have touched the hearts and minds of New Thought audiences worldwide. With guitar, keyboard, drum, and voice, Mark has interacted and empowered individuals and groups from children to teens to adults to the wise ones. In these remarkable times, there's a great need for music to support the transitions that are occurring individually and collectively. Mark's music reflects a personal path and is filled with insight and encouragement, with reminders of strength and skill inherent in each human being. With remembering of the tender and beautiful threads that tie us together, one and all, with celebration for the diversity and divinity of all life, and with a firm acknowledgement of our special essence and union with the Creator Source. Now, I'm going to also mention that his website has a plethora of great value for the seekers out there, from music to teachings. And one thing that I wanted to mention, the songs that are being played today are beautiful creations. There's a CD available. You would just go to his website, which will be on the screen here shortly, and you can pick up a CD of some of these great songs. Also, there's a special Spring Energy package, and you can read all about that on the website. And it is my great pleasure to introduce to you our brother from another mother, the fantastic Mark Stanton Welch.
Yay! Well, what a delight to be here, like I said earlier, and after that introduction there, goodness. I wanted to share a particular song that I created during the time that I spent with the Unity Church in San Luis Obispo, where we did these productions relating to the life of Jesus, once at Christmas and once at Easter. And over the years, the songs grew, and they came out of a wonderful book that I discovered along the pathway called the Urantia book, and it had about 2,000 pages. It explored the life of this one, Jesus of Nazareth. And out of that, I found some rich new perspectives that I resonated with and decided to create some tunes. The story is familiar, but what's underneath it is even more powerful. And my intent was to capture some of that. This particular song here is called Gethsemane, at a point where when Jesus was attempting to come to grips with what he knew was coming and what was arriving in terms of being conscious about the choice. And it's kind of like where we are now as we come out of the stay in place. We're still wondering, what are the forms it will take and how will I show up? So here we go. Up on Olivet in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus stood alone. Judas worked his treachery. Father, do your will, but it's a bitter cup. Do you really want me to go? And laying down this life, stepping from the flesh, I have never turned away from any of your tests. Send me some assurance that my death is necessary. Do you really want me to go? Is it really possible that after all I've been through since that stable back in Bethlehem, when I was sent here just by you to show the way of love, bring your glory, Father, to the world? To end like this, while in the next dimension of creation, all the angels, they were gathered waiting for the word from Jesus to bring intervention. Jesus' heart was turning to apostles who would all be left behind. Thy will be, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be done on earth. But what if my apostles, do they have all that they need? Is there more that I can do? Is there more to teach? I know I've done my best, but they are weak. How I love them. Do you really want me to go? And turn me now to memory, soothe my troubled heart, to Galilee and Nazareth, so many blessed parts. And so it is, I'll drink this cup and show them that death is but a veil. And my bet it's a miracle that everything I've been through since that cradle back in Bethlehem, when I was sent here with the truth to show the way of love and bring your glory, Father, to the world. Let them come and take me, let this majesty begin, and let us celebrate the power of the universe that flows within us, Father. I'm ready, I'm ready. Let them take me away. Oh, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be done on earth. Thy will be, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be, thy will be done on earth. Up on Olivet from the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus, he returns. Judas works his treachery. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Mark.
You're welcome.
You'll be back in just a moment. But in this moment, I'm going to say, good morning, CSL. Are we awake? That's right. I'm back. I'm Travis, your announcements angel, and I will be reading the announcements for this April 4th edition. And on the first Sunday of every month, we sing happy birthday to those birthdays that we have in this month. And here we go. Wait a minute. We're gonna bring Mark back into the stream.
So a little bit
All
different
right.
this morning. Just a couple tunes from restaurants I've played in through the years. Just a quick medley here. So, put another candle on your birthday cake. You're another year old today. Happy birthday, you're another year old today. Well, happy birthday, la 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 la. Yes, happy birthday, la 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 la. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much. It is my great birthday on April 13th. Yeah! So I accept all of those birthdays, and on behalf of all of the Aries out there, wishing you a happy birthday. I think there's some Taurus in April too. All right, enough with the funny stuff. I will now read our mission statement. With everything we do, we aim to raise the vibe. We teach innovative spiritual practices and principles that inspire deeper love of self and others, transformation, a closer relationship with God, freedom from suffering, expansive joy, prosperity, and healing of the body, mind, and spirit. We are a conscious group of positive, inspired, spiritually motivated individuals transforming lives. We just happen to have a spiritual center. Want to check us out? Yeah! All right. Please join us for coffee and conversation after the service at 11 a.m.-ish Pacific Standard Time via Zoom. The link in the comment section here, and you can also find it on our center's webpage in the Coffee and Conversation event. Next up, join us for Spiritual Community Connection Calls every Wednesday at 1 p.m. You can find the link on our Facebook page under Events. As a reminder, we're not holding these calls on Mondays and Fridays for the time being, so come and join us on Wednesdays, 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Our annual membership meeting will be held Monday, April 12th from 6:30 to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time p.m. Via Zoom. Join us for an update on center business and our vision for 2021 and beyond. That's right. Okay, Reverend Elizabeth is now available for spiritual coaching sessions by appointment only on Thursdays between 6 and 8 p.m. Please contact her at revelizabeth@cccsl.org to book a session or to get more details. Next Sunday, we have the amazing Jesse Powers returning as our musical inspiration. Woohoo! Awesome! E-News. Now, I get asked a lot, hey, Travis, how the heck do we keep up with all the amazing things that are happening at the center? Well, this is the way. E-News. You can also follow us on Facebook, but really the E-News is where the rubber hits the road. You'll want to subscribe to our E-News to keep up with all of the amazing events happening at our center by going to our website at ccccsl.org. Choose E-News, click that little button, and follow the instructions there. Or you can simply email us at info@ccccsl.org, and we'll get you added. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And a big shout out, hello to all your love streamers that are watching on YouTube right now. Please leave a comment in the section. We see those comments coming up. And also, if you're watching on the Facebook Live, feel free to sound off in the comments. I see a lot of great comments already coming in. Let us know that you're here either on the love stream or on a replay. We love you, and we love to see all the comments. All right. Amazon Smile. Amazon donates a small portion of your eligible Amazon Smile purchases to the charitable organization of your choice. And I would ask you to please consider adding our Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living, Templeton, as your charitable organization. You can do so by going to our website and clicking on the Contribute to a Higher Vision button, and then scroll down to the middle of the page, follow those directions, or you can reach out to me. I can help you to get that set up. It doesn't cost you anything, and it benefits our center in amazing ways. And lastly, thank you for your ongoing donations to our center during this unique time. You know, our operations are fully supported by your generosity, and we're looking forward to gathering at our physical center in the future when it's all safe to do so. You can donate here on Facebook Live with the donate button or via PayPal at paypal.me/CCCSLlove. You can also visit our landing page and click the donate link at the center of the page. Of course, you can also send a check to our physical location in Templeton, which is awesome. And I just want to thank you for your consideration. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. We're sending group hugs out to you all. Happy Easter, folks. And that, my beloveds, has been the announcements.
Yay, Travis. Thank you so much. What a wonderful announcements angel you are. And I wanted to just take a moment to thank Mark Stanton Welch, too, for your last song, Thy Will Be Done. Wow. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but really touched me. And that is a lot of just so much packed into that song. So thank you for sharing that one with us here today. And now, friends, I would love to remind you that if there is something that is weighing heavy on your heart for which you would like prayer for, or maybe there is something you're looking to manifest in your life, feel free to send your prayer requests to info@cccSL.org. It's scrolling across the screen at the bottom, and our prayer team will pray over those for you for the next week. And now I would love to turn it over to our beloved Charlie Carlin for the Science of Mind reading. Take it away, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Welcome to this 4th of April, 2021, Easter Sunday. My reading today is about forgiveness and peace. Everything that is understood will be forgiven. The past is gone when we learn to forgive and forget. The essence of spirit lies about us in unformed states, and it is spirit's nature to take the form of our desires. We're all human beings on the pathway of eternal progress, and we all make mistakes. But these mistakes are never held against us, and the suffering from them exists only while we indulge in them. We have all done or said things that we ought not to have done, or maybe we should have left undone. But unless we can feel that love and forgiveness are eternal, we should store up such a sense of condemnation within ourselves that we could not come to the point where we could even forgive ourselves for our own mistakes. If we could not forgive ourselves, we would always have an unconscious feeling that God, the divine giver, does not forgive us either. The divine giver is also the divine forgiver. As we listen deeply to that within us, which is divine, we shall find that our accusations against others silently slip away, and something seems to say to us, neither do I condemn thee. Remember and know clearly that one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. Know this in your thoughts while working in perfect peace and calm. Always expect the good, always. Have enthusiastic thoughts that are above all in a complete consciousness of love. Keep this radiant feeling flowing through your consciousness at all times. Treat yourself until you have a complete inner sense of unity with all good. Finish your treatments and prayers with a full realization of peace, remaining for some time in silent recognition that your work is done and complete and also oh so perfect. That feeling of peace will flow through your mind and body. One should expect the best and so live that the best may become a part of one's experience. Ernest Holmes said, let your thoughts be filled with an atmosphere of helpfulness, of givingness, of peace. Change your thinking. It will change your life. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Charlie. And I just want to point out, Charlie also has andsoitis.com where you can find a lot of these readings. Correct, Charlie?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And so I would like to invite everybody right now to just turn within right where you are and take a deep breath with me. Just centering into your spot, wherever you are, whether you're at home, you're in bed, you're with friends, you're in nature somewhere. And just knowing that wherever you are, God is always there and that presence is everywhere. And there's an infinite being of light and love, whether you call it God or spirit or Allah or energy, whatever connects you to that all that is. And knowing that we are all connected to this same source. It is only one source for good and for God and love and peace and joy and harmony. And it is everywhere in this beautiful Easter Sunday of rebirth and renewal, for spring is sprouting everywhere. And that we are sprouting as well within. We are always in a constant state of rebirth. And that is God moving through us, as us. It's in our ideas, it's in our thoughts, it's in our actions. And when we are conscious of it, we are connected so closely to it. And so I just know that this day is an absolute blessing, that the way we all celebrate in different ways, whether we're celebrating as Easter or Passover, or just that beautiful essence of nature and spring, we are all celebrating together. And I know as our service unfolds and the words that are spoken through Reverend Elizabeth, there's beautiful nuggets, beautiful blossoms that are being given to each one of us. And I know that the words that Mark has in his songs are so deep and beautiful and have us reflect on that essence. And the words that Charlie just spoke, so wonderful, as it brings Ernest Holmes alive to us always. And Travis's work, all of it. This whole service is divinely guided. And we know that all of us, whether we're watching or are participating in the presentation, it's something we're creating together. And we can never be separate from each other. And so I'm so grateful for this knowledge and this knowing, and I'm so grateful for our community. And no matter where you are on the planet or what time you're watching, whether right now or in the future now, as you're watching the replay, we just send love and joy. And I am grateful for that. And so knowing that this is all God's work, we can just release and let go and allow it to unfold beautifully and allow this day to show up in so many unique ways. And so having said this, I can just release now, knowing it's all done. And together we say, and so it is.
Some people push and pull to make their life move. They think without it, this or that, that life is out of the groove. I've got a message that remedies that. Live in the flow of now, that's where it's at. Life is free. Life is free. And there's pressure, I go for a walk. When I am down, I reach out for a talk. Breathing, singing, dancing, take away any care. A moment's all mine to take me anywhere. Yes, life is free. Life is free. I've taken courses, I've read 1,000 books to change the way I am and change the way I look. when everything I'll ever need is living inside. That's where I'm going, and now I let myself fly high, high. Oh, 2, 3, 4. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh. Now make a smile and think of a time when you were happy and your life was so fine. Breathe it in and bring it into the now. The freedom within is what this life is about. Life is free. Life is free. Oh, now I've taken courses, I've read 1,000 books, changed the way I am and changed the way I look, when everything I'll ever need is waiting inside. So that's where I'm going, and now I let myself fly. Ooh. 2, 3, 4. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 oh. No limitations, no restrictions at all. We're here to love and laugh and never play small. The sky, trees, ocean, they're waiting for you to celebrate the beauty of this greater truth, that life is free. Life is free. Oh, life is free. Life is free.
Wow. Beautiful. Life is free. La 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 la. Thank you again, Mark Stanton Welch. We're so grateful. Another beautiful, beautiful song I don't think I've heard before. So you're definitely a blessing and a gift to us.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, friends. Good morning. My name again is Reverend Elizabeth Raleigh and Rowley-Hogue, and I am the spiritual director and senior minister here at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. We are broadcasting today live from San Luis Obispo from our condo. I'm upstairs in the office. My husband Travis was downstairs earlier, and now we're both up here. I've got my studio audience of one. Thank you very much. Very helpful. Happy Easter. Wow. Happy Easter, friends. Excuse me. I've been out and about and hiking and walking and enjoying the great outdoors, enjoying all the blooms and everything. And so it's kind of become a part of me. So pardon my little frog in my throat. Anyway, okay, so here we are. Happy Easter. And so I don't know if you know this, but Easter began as a pagan festival celebrating spring before even Christianity was a thing. And so there is the goddess Ostra, who was who that whole festival was centered around. And then Christianity came to be, and the Bible. And so here we are. And if you missed the episode last Sunday, we talked about Palm Sunday. Last Sunday was Palm Sunday, and we entered into Holy Week. And so this was a week wherein Jesus and his followers came in from the east. He was greeted with palm fronds and welcomed. He rode in on his donkey, and he was feeling blessed and guided. And Pontius Pilate came in from the west, and him and his followers had shields and swords and helmets, and they were in their riot gear, and they were wanting to avoid a confrontation. And the people greeting Jesus were saying, Hosanna, Hosanna, which was save us, save us. And so Monday and Tuesday, Jesus laid low, and Wednesday he hung out with some friends, and Thursday was the Passover celebration meal. And at the time, Jesus was accused, betrayed, arrested, and imprisoned. And then on Friday, Jesus was convicted and crucified. And on Sunday, which is today, Easter Sunday, he was born again. So this is the celebration that we're looking at today, the part about the last moments leading up to the transformation, and then that transformation. And so I invite you today, my friends, to imagine that this is your story. Imagine that you were praised and then you were accused of something, betrayed, arrested, imprisoned, tried, convicted, crucified, but you never left the scene of the crime. You never left that crucifixion. And so what we're reminded in this time of year, every year, is that we've got to leave the scene of the crime. Leave the scene of the crime. If we don't leave the scene of the crime, we cannot be resurrected. Well, what does that mean? It's, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, it is only a shadow, and I will not pitch a tent there. I will not pitch a tent. I will not build a condo and live in that valley of darkness for all of my days. Why? Because I'm here to live. I'm here to shine, to love, to sprinkle that kindness wherever I go. And so I've got to get off of the cross. Get off of the cross, my friends. We need the wood. Get off the cross. We need the wood. And so that's not to say that we don't experience the very necessary time that is called tomb time. And tomb time is that time where we get to go into the tomb and into that place, which is kind of like the womb, but it's the place where, you know, we're able to be with the hurt part of ourselves. And it's just before that transformation occurs. But as a reminder, you know, there's a part of us, and whatever part of us that has been invalidated, discriminated, humiliated, violated, rejected, misrepresented, betrayed, or otherwise degraded, that's the part of us that is the crucified self, right? And so knowing that this is the case, we remember that there are some projections of others that come in that can really damage our soul, right? They damage us. And so our life is a story of being born in love. And then the fear of difference starts dominating our journey, whether as a perpetrator or a victim. But God's response and answer to crucifixion is resurrection. And so this is the raising of consciousness or transcendence, right? This is the healing of a sense of separation with the realization of love. So coming back to life happens when we hold on to that love despite appearances. Then the moment will come where it's time to roll that stone away from the tomb and step free from what had been to what is now emerging. And so in the month of March, we've asked the question, what is God's highest idea of itself as my life? And then there are some things that we've got to do as far as releasing. We've got to release what is not going to serve that highest and best version of ourselves. And we've got to embody, embrace, and become those spiritual God qualities that we're being beckoned into, right? And so when we're ready and we're feeling filled and guided and divinely full, we can step away, step out of that tomb. We roll away the stone, and it's rolling the stone away of the past. And so I'm going to ask you some questions today, my friends. And one of the questions for you today to ponder is, what is the stone that is keeping you locked in? If you imagine the stone that is being keeping you locked in as a belief system, or maybe it's just one thought that you have that is keeping you chained and blocked from becoming who you came here to be. Today is a beautiful, powerful day to align with this collective energy of the planet and awakening from your so-called stoned state and push it away. Push away that stone that has kept you dead to your greater expression of life. Are you with me? Yeah, right? There is so much to discuss today. And so this, of course, is the metaphysical interpretation that I'm sharing with you. Now, Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder, left us a clear understanding of what he believes about immortality in his What We Believe. He said, "We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. So as such, let us roll away that which has kept us from a greater understanding of the expansiveness of spirit, because I know the truth, which is that each one of us hungers to feel that and to express and experience this beautiful mystical marriage with the divine that is so eloquently spoken about and shared about. We want to each experience that on our own, and we can. That's one thing that I love about this Science of Mind teaching. We can. It's not that there is some big daddy in the sky somewhere that is ready to smite you or smack you around, punish you for doing horrible things, but their punishment is actually within the thing itself that is occurring, which you find out later. So we don't believe in that. We don't believe that there's some big daddy in the sky that is either going to come down with its giant hand and pick you up out of a situation. Have you ever felt like that's what you needed? Well, that's not what's going to happen, though. So we've got to let go of that. And maybe that is the stone that you're pushing away today, rolling away that old belief. And as you do so, you make room for something brand new. And so, my friends, the spiritual truth, this is the main nugget for today. The spiritual truth is that you will rise again. You will rise again and again and again, my friends. And that is the good news. The good news that feels bad is that you have to die before you can be resurrected. So that's the good news that feels like bad news, right? But it's not a physical death. The death of a belief or a belief system that has you in any state other than the state of Christ consciousness. Now, those beliefs are simply going to have to die before you can rise again. And so what beliefs are these? I'm not enough, I don't deserve, or I'm not deserving, who do I think I am, or that's not my calling. Oh, maybe that works for them because they're lucky. No, that's not the truth. And so, like Jesus, the Christ, who we honor on this day, and who was fully aware that he would have to die before he could be resurrected into everlasting life, there are those of us this morning who can see the need for a death of something in our own lives. We see that need, right? And so what is that thing? And now the word resurrection actually means life replacing death. And that's significant, my friends. It doesn't mean good life getting better. It doesn't mean okay life improving. It means flat out life replacing death. So what is it that needs to die so that that new life can be born and descend from heaven today, right now, like it during this service, right? It can happen. So what is that thing? Ponder that. Whatever comes to you, it could be something small or seemingly small because there's really no large or small. It just is. It could be something that seems small to you, or it could be something vast. Whatever that is, I invite you to make a note, maybe in your journal, or you've all got notepads on your phone. You can make a note of what that is. And remember that it's time to roll that metaphorical stone away from where you feel entombed so that you might rise triumphantly back to life. We all deserve this. We are magnificent. And so that is a little bit about Easter. And the context for today's talk is actually around us saying yes to our evolutionary journey. As I mentioned previously, through March, we looked at being open to God's highest idea of itself as our lives. And through living in that question, we become aware of what it is that is calling us forward, what is pulling us into our next greater yet to be. And this is the vision. And we allow this vision to unfold as we realize and recognize that we don't have to make something happen, but we do need to make it welcome. And so as we make this welcome, this highest idea of ourselves, the God, Spirit, divine, highest idea of itself as our lives, as we become available to that, we are guided and we see and feel and understand what is needed for us to release, what is it needed for us to embrace, embody, and become in order to step into that vision more wholly and fully. And so Easter is this celebratory occasion to look at the spiritual evolution of Jesus, right? That is amazing. Jesus is the representation of the promise of humanity. And so his life was a powerful example, powerful of the path less traveled, which is the topic for today, the path less traveled, right? Now think about that for a moment. He was a radical evolutionary who dared to go against the grain of the religion into which he was born. What? Back in that time. Amazing. But Jesus also said, now don't misunderstand why I have come. I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. Oh no, I came to accomplish their purpose. And that's from Matthew 5:17. And so their purpose was revealed by Jesus as an evolutionary leap into the full force of love and the revelation of the oneness of God with humanity. Now, this truth really enables us to see clearly the individual soul's eternality and continuity, right? And it is the same insight that brings us into a full awareness of heaven within, remembering that heaven is a state of consciousness that is the eternal now. So we find the kingdom of heaven within us right where we are, wherever we are, when we're in the present moment and in the now. And what does it mean to be in the now? If you're in the moment fully, unconditionally, 100%, anchored in truth in the moment, right? Totally in the moment. There's nothing to fear. You're not thinking about the future. There's no anxiety. You're not concerned about the past. You're fully in this moment, here and now. And so being in this moment, here and now, the kingdom of heaven is revealed, which is like the joy that you couldn't even possibly imagine, right? People often say to me, I have this infectious joy. And one of my taglines is being madly in love with this moment now, again and again. Not the moment that just happened when I just said that, but this moment and this moment and this moment and this moment. It's like immediately as it happens, it becomes history, right? So living in this moment now, I'm here to remind you that the kingdom of heaven is within us. And that is all of the prosperity you ever imagined. You are cared for and prepared for, loved and guided by source energy, by your creator. This thing that is the invisible presence that walks with you everywhere is walking with you right now. It's here right now. You can't see it, but it's here. It is the thing that has breathed you into existence. It has breathed me into existence, and it has us be here on this amazing day, April 4th, 2021, Easter Sunday, together for such a time as this, live streaming on Facebook of all places. I mean, who knew? Here we are doing this thing that is not a dress rehearsal. This is the life that we came here to live. And so here we are, my friends. And so Ernest Holmes believed that Jesus was the most highly developed spiritual master that the world has ever known. And according to Holmes, one of the most powerful insights of Jesus was that God and humanity are one. His resurrection and subsequent disappearance of his body was the result of the spiritualization of his conscience, according to Holmes, through which he achieved another plane. And so this was not a place, but an up or unleveling of his consciousness, right? So it's like he became undone and then boom, turned into this magnificent resurrected light. Now, there are three things we're going to look at here in the next 10 minutes. Time sure flies by. The three things are, which I've covered a little bit already. We're going to go a little deeper into forgiveness, the kingdom of heaven, and truth and oneness. And so first I want to look at forgiveness, and the story of the last days of Jesus give us a powerful outline for living a fully realized spiritual life. Unfortunately, often stops short of the radical promise that the life of Jesus exemplified. What are traditionally called the last words of Christ are sentences that affirm spiritual practices that we can make use of in our daily lives. Now, the focus is on three of these phrases. The first is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that's Luke 23:34. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. This statement speaks to a state of spiritual development of humankind and the deep love and compassion that Jesus feels for humanity. Love is ascendant over law, so it is important for us to see this law as popularly understood in this stage of development. So forgiveness is the practice that purifies the soul. Jesus felt it, right? I mean, he had it. He was so connected to the divine. This is our understanding, that he was able to say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. When they were, stoning him and they were about to crucify him and they had nailed his hands and feet into the cross, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I mean, that is mind-boggling, right? So what is forgiveness anyway? Now, forgiveness is preventing the behavior of others from destroying your heart. Forgiveness is giving the one forgiving, which is yourself, inner peace. Forgiveness is letting go of your hope for a better past. Forgiveness is accepting what is. It's letting your heart be free. I loved that last song that Mark sang about being free. So beautiful. And forgiveness is living fully available and present to the gift of life. Forgiveness is freeing yourself to bring your own presence to the world. Now, oftentimes there's confusion about forgiveness, and I want to clarify what forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not excusing, condoning, or pardoning bad behavior. Forgiveness is not for the weak or meek. Forgiveness is not pretending that you were not hurt. It's not trusting the offender, and it's not relieving the person of responsibility for their actions. It's none of that. It is for the peaceful promise of God that lives within you. That is what the forgiveness is for. So truly the highest idea of spirit has nothing to forgive, right? Because we know that spirit holds no grudges against anything or anyone anyway. It simply says, I love you exactly as you are. Neil Donald Walsh, in Conversations with God, wrote to him saying, I wouldn't change one thing about you. I love you exactly as you are, and I wouldn't change one thing about you. Imagine that the divine says those words to you, because it does. So we move into automatic forgiveness and acceptance by treating everything in our lives, everything, yes, even that thing, as if we chose it ourselves, even if we didn't, because as we choose it, we experience freedom. So it is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom. We've got to stop blocking it, though. We've got to stop blocking it. So a reminder is that you don't have to like a situation that you're in, because there may be situations that occur in life that we don't like. You don't have to like it, but it's imperative that you like yourself in the situation. That means how you behave, how you respond to the situation is up to you. And you want to be one who likes yourself in the situation you are in. You may not like the situation, but when you're over the hump of it, you look back and you really admire, honor, respect, and like yourself in the situation when you look back. So have you ever thought, well, I wish I hadn't said that or done that or behaved in that way? That's what I'm talking about. And Charlie spoke about that also. But we can actually go a step beyond. We forgive ourselves absolutely with what we've said or done, or maybe we behaved in a particular way that we're not pleased with. But we can get ahead of that ourselves and begin with the mindset of knowing and remembering, I may not like the situation I'm in, but it's imperative that I like myself in it. And that will prevent you from doing anything that needs to be forgiven by anybody. So there's a great story that I love that I want to share. It's a great story that was written by Ernest Hemingway. I've shared this with you before, but it's been a while. And this story follows the life of Paco. The character Paco is a young waiter apprentice living in Spain. Now, one night, Paco and his father had a falling out. Harsh words were said, feelings were hurt, and Paco left home. He's out of there. Well, after a few days, Paco's father missed his son so terribly, and he searched for him everywhere, but he couldn't find his son. So he finally decided to take out an ad in the local newspaper called El Liberal. And the advertisement read, Paco, meet me at the Hotel Montana at noon on Tuesday. All is forgiven. I just got the God bumps because, wow, right? Can you imagine that? Paco, meet me at the Hotel Montana at noon on Tuesday. All is forgiven. Love, Papa. Oh, so sweet, right? So Paco saw the ad and arrived at the hotel the next day at noon. And it turned out that there were 800 men also who showed up for their forgiveness. I love that story because it reminds me that we all seek this freedom from the bondage of resentment, and forgiveness is the key to that kingdom. Set yourself free, my friends, and forgive a person, place, situation, or organization today. You can do it. It's so freeing and so liberating. That is also a way in which you can push away the stone that is blocking you, because unforgiveness is a dark spot on your heart where the light can't get in. And so you want to see, feel, experience, and live in the kingdom of heaven. We've got to have forgiveness as one of our tools. And that can be a daily practice. What must I forgive today? Where can I experience more freedom in my life? And do it. Yes?
Yes.
All right. The second item we're looking at is Jesus demonstrated his understanding of the importance of every human being throughout his recorded life. And there were no social hierarchies or societal boundaries that he could not cross because he was fully human. He was equally at ease with the outcast as the social elite. So towards the end, they're hanging on the cross, and Jesus spoke to the criminal on the cross next to him, who was able to see the true nature of Jesus. He suddenly realized, Jesus shouldn't be getting crucified. I'm the one who should be getting crucified. And the criminal was very upset. And Jesus turned to him and said, listen, I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise. And that is so beautiful because, once again, forgiveness is the key. However, there is a shift that took place in the criminal, right? He was able to make that leap of faith and to forgive himself for what his life was before this moment. And this moment was then transformed into the eternal now, which Jesus calls paradise. And in that idea of paradise is the kingdom of heaven. And that's truly how I think of it too. Whenever I ponder the kingdom of heaven and the beauty and the joy and all of the gifts of the beloved and the way it shines in my life and continues to do so every day, I think of it as paradise because it's this magnificent, mystical unity that occurs. It's this oneness that is felt on such a deep level. So the only way that we the only way for the criminal to experience that was through the experience of oneness, right? And so the criminal achieved that oneness. When the criminal realized that there was this person of great faith, this miracle worker who is being crucified and shouldn't be getting crucified, he was able to see that part of Jesus and then for himself realize that he had committed sins, and then to hear the words reflected back from Jesus gave him the freedom, and he experienced the oneness that he needed. And that is a beautiful thing. The third item is that Jesus was fully aware that he had fulfilled his life's purpose when he said, "It is finished." It is finished. So Jesus knew that he had full authority over his life, and he has spoken powerfully of this in all of his teachings, and he had that authority in the moment to lay down this life and to take it up again, just as we all do, right? Spiritually speaking, no one can take life from him. He lays it down. Now, this is a super challenging teaching for a lot of people, but as a fully realized spiritual being, he is able to accept the circumstances of his situation and to see beyond the appearances and to realize that there is something else happening here, right? That while the body will be shed, his life will continue in the eternal. And so he's able to accept his circumstances and see beyond. He feels no fear as he surrenders to the moment, which is only the blink of an eye. This moment now. This moment now. Remember, we're cruising along. This moment now. Now it's this moment now. Now it's this moment now. Right? Are you with me? It's the same thing. And so this death is also a part of life, and it's powerful to remember that there is an eternality of the soul forever and ever expanding. There's nothing to be afraid of, my friends. And so Jesus knows it when he says, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." And then it's finished. And so it's just beautiful to be reminded of this during this time of year. And Ernest Holmes wrote in Science of Mind, or the actual 365 Science of Mind, the Daily Reader on page 14, "I know that all the power there is and all the presence there is love, the Spirit Almighty. I know that love protects me and that I am guided and guarded into the pathways of peace, of joy, and of security. I know that this is true of all people. This is what I believe about everyone. This is what exists for the whole world. This is my prayer of acceptance today and every day. I feel myself safe in the keeping of the divine love. I feel the soft, enveloping presence of the living Spirit in my life now." So, friends, what we consider the Jesus story has been articulated in all parts of the earth, which is why it so powerfully resonates with us all today. And forgiveness is a very powerful spiritual practice that is much needed in a world that has been divided so much by hate and division of all kinds, right? Jesus was patient. He was a master teacher who taught us to forgive how many times? 70 times 7. And as often and as long as it takes for us to reach the transformation in consciousness that is required. So this week, I invite you to contemplate those 3 sentences of the last words of Jesus and allow yourself the freedom that patience, kindness, compassion, and forgiveness afford. Feel your heart open when you truly forgive. Feel that. Be patient with yourself and others and allow compassion to overflow from your big open heart. Whatever your soul's mission is, forgiveness will support your fulfilling of it. Let's pray. Oh, so turning our attention inward, once again, I am reminded that there is only one thing happening here and now, and it is God. It is spirit, the divine source energy, whatever you call it. It is that thing of which I speak, and that is the energy that is in, through, and as all of creation. There is something that has breathed me into existence on this day, and it has breathed each one of us into existence. And it is the cause of us being here together in this moment now. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for this body that the soul that is Reverend Elizabeth has landed into. And I bless this body temple today. And I invite each individual, wherever you find yourselves in this moment now, thank your body. Bless the body that you're in, because this is your body temple, my friends. The soul has landed into this bodysuit for a finite amount of time. And what a gift that is, right? We are called to spend less of our time cursing it and disliking it, and instead thank it, because this body is needed to do and fulfill the purpose and the work that this soul came here to do. And what a beautiful gift and a blessing it is to remember that. And so as I remember this truth, I am aligned with spirit 100%, and I make great choices. And I know that everything is holy, and that I bless the experiences and the beauty in my life and give thanks for it, that more is given. And I know that the kingdom of heaven is revealed to me in this moment now and in every moment. And it's revealed to me in an inward way that I experience as an outward expression that I'm walking through. And so I know that the divine is showing me in this moment the finished kingdom through which I walk. And that is a kingdom of glory, a kingdom of fulfilled purpose, a kingdom of love, peace, forgiveness, prosperity, unending. All of my needs are met. And I know that this is true for all of us. And so I'm very grateful for Spirit in this moment for revealing this truth to us. I'm grateful for the story of Jesus and for all of those who have come before us and taught us the way. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for these gifts. Thank you for letting us see the metaphysical and metaphorical gems of this story. Thank you for allowing us to see and learn and be taught by Jesus without the division of religions. Thank you for allowing us to stand in one on this day because of the science of mind teaching in my own mind and heart that have integrated so fully in my life that there is no separation. I'm so grateful for the oneness that I experience today and every day. And I know that this is true for all of us. And if we think we haven't experienced it or aren't experiencing it, well, we just let that belief go too. And imagine we are, each one of us, experiencing the oneness that is spoken of. And it is mighty and magnificent. And we say yes to it, and yes to more of that experience of it. And so in this moment, I'm grateful for whatever has come into the heart of each individual watching this service today, whatever has come into the heart of us that is being called to be released so that we might push away the stone and walk out renewed and refreshed, that we do that. It's done right now. And when this service is complete, We are made new. A shift has taken place. The transformation has already occurred today. There is nothing left for you to do. You simply are called to be and to rejoice and celebrate your day. Celebrate this life. Celebrate this love. Celebrate the new you that you came here to be, which is a greater expression of yourself than even 5 minutes ago. What a gift, my friends. You are the gift. You are the reason. And I'm so grateful for this as I just release this prayer out into that loving and creative action of the law where I know it is done. And I invite you to help me anchor this truth by saying with me, and so it is.
So it is.
Woo-hoo!
Woo!
Magnificent. Top 3 of all-time Easter talks. I'm serious. So let's go underneath. And the first song that I wrote for all these, the Jesus songs I created through the years, this was in 1989. And I got to thinking very much along the lines of what was just shared. And so I want to look at what I thought was what was going on in the mind of Jesus as he looked out in his powerful moment of consciousness. What a glorious time of year on earth, magnificence in bloom, full of beauty, full of life. Creatures reaching out for love to fill the heart within. I walk this beauty, I've walked this life. I carried your words to the multitudes and I lived the life of love. Spoke the truth and the good news, and I always felt your love. And now I stand before you, Father. I've seen this world through your sweet eyes. Your very will is mine. What will they remember us when I am gone? And the mountains show your majesty. Your kingdom is in bloom, reflects the beauty, reflects your light. And your children rekindle innocence, and they open to your love, wrapped in your beauty, wrapped in your light. Well, they'll learn that peace is heaven on earth, learn a brotherhood, and they'll learn to find the light within, and they'll learn that all is good, and they will stand before you, Father. So help them see through your sweet eyes to love you just like me. Help them remember when I am gone. Goodbye, Mary, most heavenly mother. My father Joseph, my time has come. Mary Magdalena, Simon Peter, Brother John and Matthew, my dearest ones. James and Andrew, Philip and Nathaniel, friends Thomas and Simon, Brother Judas too. Carry the truth to the near and far, to the hearts of one and all, and help them see just what they are. Help them climb their walls. The day will come when the loving Son lifts everyone to the great kingdom, when the children shall run free. Let my love live eternally deep in your hearts. For now I rise, and now I go, and now I say farewell. What a glorious sky awaiting me. My love is in full bloom. Bless all your beauty and bless all of life. I can hear the pure voice calling me. Your angels have arrived. I am the beauty. I am the light. And I remember those years as a little bitty child when I walked in the ancient land. I remember John at the river when I first felt your hand. And now I stand before you, Father, as I give my essence back to you. I bid this earth farewell. Help them remember when I am gone. So goodbye, Mary, most heavenly mother, my father Joseph, my time has come. And Mary Magdalena and Simon Peter, Brother John and Matthew, my dearest ones, sweet James and Andrew, Philip and Nathaniel, friends Thomas and Simon, Brother Judas too. Just carry this truth to the near and far, to the hearts of one and all, and help them see just what they are, and help them climb their wall. For the day will come when the loving Son lifts everyone to the great kingdom, when the children shall run free. Let my love live eternally deep in your heart. For now I rise, and now I go, until we meet again. What a glorious time of year on earth, magnificence in bloom, so full of beauty, so full of life.
Wow, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, friends, if this service has inspired you in any way, I invite you to please consider making a donation to our center on your behalf, and it would be great. You can make a donation in a number of ways. One way is through the giving button in Facebook streaming here on Facebook Live. It says, there you go. Now you can give with the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living Community. You can give there, or you can give at PayPal. It's paypal.me/CCCSL-love. And remember, our center is fully funded by your support and love. And so we are grateful for any gift that you are able to give. And we do have an offering affirmation, and I invite you to please repeat after me. It's going to be on the screen here. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It does great work in the world.
It does great work in the world.
And returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right, my friends, won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always, and all that you ever need do is turn within, and it is here you will find you are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my relationships.
Life is in my relationships.
Life is everywhere.
Life is everywhere.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I express it.
I express it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Woo! Thank you, live. Thank you,
and
live.
friends,
Thank you, Mark.
If you will join us on Zoom briefly, we would just like to see you. It's in the comment section here. So thank you so much. Love you. Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Easter.
All right. Yeah. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you, the greatest Energizer bunny ever. And yeah, so we'll be a nice little quick hello on Zoom. And Mark, we're going to take us out with a little music.
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Life is free. 2, 3, 4. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh, life is free. Life is free. Oh la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yes, life is free. Life is free. Life is free. Life is free. And life is free. Thank you, life.